Hey, everybody, this is Larry. This is day 15. So we're halfway through the month of the Leetcode Daily Challenge, and it's a weekly premium later. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, join me in Discord. Let me know what you think about this problem. So today I did Queen's 10K here in New York City. It's a 10K race, which is 10 kilometers or about 6 miles and a little bit more for those of you who prefer that unit. Um, and I just want to talk very quickly, maybe not that much today, about like I guess expectations and stuff like this, right? Because honestly, today it was it was like 60 degrees or like high mid 60s, which is what's that in Celsius, which is about like 18 degrees Celsius. So like not hot, but also not a cool temperature to run, right? And on top of that, it was raining. It was nasty. I was like all soaked and everything. And the reason why I mentioned all that is because as a result of that start, like this is the initial input to my race. I was just like, all right, well, look, I'm not gonna get a PB. Let's just kind of vibe it out, feel it out, and yeah, and at the end of the day, I did get a PB somehow. I wasn't even trying. I forced myself to not look at the watch or anything, and just go by feel. And I did certainly felt like I was struggling a little bit more than I did, but I thought I was like in my head I was going slower, but I was end up going faster. So I did hit my 10K BB without knowing, and it's a little bit annoying in the sense that like if I knew that was the case, I would have tried a little bit at the end or something, like if I like not that I didn't try, it was just like but I think like at the very end of a 10-kilometer race, for me that's like after 40 minutes or something like that, right? There's another like 10 minutes. Mentally it was just very tiring, right? Mentally I was not good to go. I was just like, Larry, it's fine. It's not like you're PBing. Like literally, I thought this to myself. PB means personal best or like my personal record or something. PR in a way, in case you're curious. I was like, you're not gonna beat your record, so just focus on finishing. We'll be okay. You don't have to go that fast. Because I was just like way gone. But I feel like if I was able to, if I knew that I had a chance at it, and I did end up getting it anyway because I guess I haven't ran this distance for speed in a while. But maybe at the end, if I talked to myself like, oh, like you only have like 10 minutes to go or whatever it is. Just go as fast as you can, or that you can go in 10 minutes, or and maybe cut it down to like 8 minutes or whatever, right? Then maybe I could have cut it down like a minute or something. So I don't know. So some of that, it's very interesting. The mental aspect and also the physical aspect. Physical, I just thought, or mentally, I didn't think physically I have it, but as a result, mentally, it was just a struggle. Like I definitely could have gone a little bit, like maybe not too much faster, to be frank. But when you add a PB, you don't know when's the next time you be in better shape, right? So if I squeeze another like 10, 15 seconds, well, that's a 10, 15-second PB on a day that I didn't expect it. So I don't know. Anyway, I just want to bring that up in terms of the reason why I talk about these is not, because you're listening, you're watching, you're like, why is Larry talking about his racing? Well, I mean, I hope that well, one is just that in a way it is a parallel journey. You're here maybe because you're struggling with Leetcode, maybe not, maybe just getting your work in. And some days there'll be easy problems, some days there'll be hard problems, but and some days you don't know how far you're gonna get, but that kind of speaks to the mindset that you can have of like, well, yeah, you go into a problem, not thinking that you're able to solve it is the same. It's like a easy analogy. I hope is what I'm trying to say. Um, and it's just the mindset of like, well, no, like I know I could solve this. Let's just finish this, and then try to grind it out, right? I think that's basically it, and that's why I talk about my racing or just running in general. Like I'm not a just to be clear, I'm not that fast of a dude, but I just like to bring it up because, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of grinding in both, though it is a little bit harder in Leetcode, if you ask me, in the sense that, I don't know. Well, maybe, I don't know. Well, it's for me anyway. It's a little bit harder in say Leetcode because when you don't know something, it's a little bit tricky. Like you don't know where the end goal is. Where when you're running, for me, I know like you could see the end. Though I say that actually, but actually today because I ran in Queens this track and because I wasn't looking at my watch. Usually I look at my watch, so I have a very general good idea of how far I am from the finishing line. But because today I was not doing that, I actually confused the 6 mile marker, which maybe for the metric people that doesn't make sense. But in any case, and the 6 miles is about 0.2 miles, or how much is that? 1/5. So like maybe 200-300 meters. So basic. Yeah, huh? That doesn't sound that far, really, does it? No, did I do the math wrong? No. It's more than. It's like maybe say 400 meters, say, right? Maybe a little bit less than that, but a little bit less than 400 meters. So like 350 meters. We could also just Google it. But anyway, 350 meters. So, but anyway, my point is that when I saw the 6 mile, like from a distance, there's like a big, like it's not like the finishing line thing, but it looks similar to it because I haven't done it before. So I was like, at the end, I kind of just like emptied my tank, if you will, like just sprint for that one. And then when I hit the 6 mile mark, I was like, why is no one slowing down? Oh wait, no, that was the 6 mile marker, not the 10-kilometer marker. I still have another 350 meters or whatever it is to go. So that was very like, so it's kind of like that in Leetcode, is what I'm trying to say. Like where you're like, oh, I solved all this problem. It's like, oh no, there's this special case, but it's not an easy special case. I have to figure out how to finish it. So there are a lot of similarities if you want to think about it in those terms, and just working on grinding it out, self-improvement, and also a lot of life in general, of course, if you really prefer to look at it that way, if you want to think about stuff in that way. But that's one thing, right, is that if I like and the reason why on this race I did not look at my watch was intentional, because I just didn't think I was going to hit a record. But in a way that freed me to do things that at a speed that I didn't think I could do. And maybe, and honestly, it's kind of a weird thing, because it's like the first time that I've ever kind of ran a surprise PB, because maybe if the weather was a little bit better, if it was not raining or something like that, and I haven't been training that well, to be frank. Maybe if all those things did come together, then maybe I would have pushed myself harder. Maybe I get into my head. Maybe I psych myself, and maybe I would have a limitation that I didn't expect otherwise, right? So I don't know. Life is funny that way. Training is funny that way. As one of my favorite quotes with running with Des Linden, who's a beast. Definitely Google her. She said something, and I'm butchering the quote for sure, but she said something like, you're going to have good days, you're going to have bad days. So maybe this is Larry's interpretation. So maybe it is a Larry thing, but I stole that idea from her, which is something like this, which is there's going to be good days, there's going to be bad days, and you never know which one you're going to get despite any input, right? Maybe you don't sleep well, even though you should try your best, of course. Maybe you ate something funny. Maybe, I don't know. There are a lot of funky things that can happen in life for Leetcode, for running, etc. And, you're going to have good days. You're going to have bad days. You don't even, you may not know which one you're going to get. But it's up to you to kind of still put yourself out there and work hard, right? Either on an actual race or even on a training or session, right? And that's all you can do. And yeah, all right. For those of you who are newer to the channel, my apologies if you. I didn't actually expect this part to be that long, the 9-minute intro. But hopefully, I did it last year during my training session as well. But we'll see what happens. It's not something that I mean to do every day or whatever. But once in a while, I feel quote unquote inspired by these things, and that and would like to kind of go over it. But yeah. All right, let's actually get started. My apologies. 10 minutes in or so. We have 1432 max differences you can get from changing an integer. Isn't that the same one we had yesterday? Maybe similar, but maybe different. When given an integer nums, you will apply the following steps to num in 2 separate times. Pick a digit, pick another digit. Y can you go to x? Replace all x by y. Okay. Let a and b be 2 results applying to a num independently. Return. Isn't this literally what we did yesterday? I'm confused. That is. Wait, I'm so confused. Like, I mean, I'm like, this problem is not hard. Oh. Wait. Oh yeah. Okay. No leading 0 and no zeros. Okay. I guess that's the only difference is the 0 thing. And we did, so I mean, let me just kind of pull up yesterday's, because it's just so weird, right? I mean, yeah. So, I mean, it is exactly the same problem. So I'm gonna just, obviously, this is the part where if you want to go over yesterday's problem, definitely do that. Watch that video from yesterday. But here we have something like this. But of course, this is going to be not good enough. Why? Because of leading 0. So if we run it, it'll probably give you the wrong answer because of the leading zeros, right? But really, it's still not that hard. You'll never have a leading 0 for unless the numbers already start. Like start will, or max will never have a leading 0, even though I guess we do it this way anyway. I mean, we have it in the same thing, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, and the thing is just okay. Let's just say we have this thing before we convert it to int, right? And we just have to check if sx of 0 is equal to 0, then we continue. That's it. I think it should be, but because there's no, you don't have to look at any other digit, because if the first digit is not 0, then you don't have a leading 0. And of course, here you must not be 0. So again, then this is an easy thing, right? So give it a submit. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like I thought this one would be, because I saw this was medium, I thought it'd be slightly more difficult. So it's kind of weird. I mean, it's fine, right? We're learning from yesterday and stuff like that. So definitely, if this solution, I mean, I know that I went really fast because I didn't explain anything. And the reason is because we did it yesterday, though. There's also not much to explain in the sense that we're just brute forcing every starting digit and ending digit. That's going to be 10 times 10, right? As you see. And the replacement is also another O of D, where D is the number of digits, right? In this case, in base 10. And we just add an if statement. So basically, we spend 1 day to add an if statement. I don't know. But I didn't go over it because you could watch yesterday's video if you really want. Because I think I went more detailed into this, but I think even just look at the code, it seems pretty straightforward-ish. I mean, it's a little Pythonic in that we just convert it to a string, and then we place the characters, and then convert it back to an int. But yeah, I guess, I don't know. I mean, I am going to do the weekly premium challenge, so definitely check that out, because I don't know. I feel like I mean, this is like a 5-second problem on top of yesterday's problem, and I haven't really done that much. So I don't know. That's all I have for today, though. Let me know what you think. Or for this problem, we'll do the weekly premium problem next. But yeah, thanks for watching. Stay good. Stay good. Stay healthy. To your mental health. I'll see y'all later and take care. Bye bye.